Hi, my name is Chris Crone, and I'm going to share with you how I went from earning less than $19,000 a year as a college student with a full-time telemarketing job to retirement with a six-figure income by the age of 26, just 1 year out of college. Specifically, I'm going to show you my proprietary formula for how you can potentially own 5 homes free and clear in the next 8 to 10 years by following my least aggressive formula. And here's the best part. I will show you how a team of experts can do it all for you while you get to keep 100% of the profit. Keep watching. Part 1. This chapter in my life is what I lovingly call my financial bondage. Before I became a multimillionaire in real estate using my turnkey approach to real estate with others doing almost all the work, I found myself in college with aspirations of becoming a doctor. I started enrolling in pre-med classes, also called weeder classes, and within a year, chemistry did me in and I got royally weeded out of my dream career. Newly married, I broke the news to my wife that I was not going to be able to live up to my promise of becoming a doctor with a cushy lifestyle for my family. I started exploring other majors, and in the midst of that process, I found this statistic posted by our loving government. Quote, 2/3 of Americans rely on Social Security for 50% of their income. 1 out of 3 rely on Social Security for 90% of their income, and 1 out of 4 rely on government assistance for 100% of their income. Sounds more like social insecurity to me. I decided it didn't matter if I got a degree, if I was going to be like 93% of all Americans who spend a lifetime building someone else's dream and then retire with only 10 to 20% of what they actually need for retirement. I decided to get outside of the box and follow a different paradigm instead of society's broken one. Part 2. Finding my 3 mentors. During the financial squabbles with my new bride and feeling like a loser husband with all the debt we were going into, I found 3 people who had all made millions in real estate, and I caught the bug. I decided their guidance, experience, and education might be more financially valuable than all the debt college was creating. I begged them to mentor me and pretty much gave them no choice because I drove over to their homes and pestered them until they said yes. They began teaching me the principles that would eventually turn into a proven system, and also that just bought me another 10 homes with less than an hour of work, no joke. While I was learning everything I could from them, I decided that an MBA might serve me as well, which meant more terrifying weeder classes. I enrolled in statistics, which is known for being particularly nasty. I was surprised 4 months later when out of 200 students, I led the grade curve with 107%, the top score in my class. Turns out that I had more than a knack for numbers, standard deviations, and derivatives. I could do them effortlessly in my head. I decided to apply my natural gifts to real estate and asked a question that has changed thousands of lives around the entire country. Of all the real estate strategies, flips, rentals, commercial, multifamily, and so on, which was best? Now, this was not going to be as simple as which makes the most money, because the most lucrative strategy might also be the most risky. Here's what I came up with. I wanted the best strategy using the following 6 criteria: the least time, the least effort, the least risk, the most profit, a strategy that would work in up and down markets, and that would create a benefit for society. Well, I gathered all the real estate strategies, performed my in-depth analysis, and guess what? One particular strategy rose above all the rest. I had my secret formula, and you know what? I put it into action. And even though I started with no money and no developed credit, 4.5 years later, I was retired. But not just retired. The next year, 25 homes became 50, and 50 became 100 the next year, and then 100 became hundreds. It's automated, and it still works like clockwork today. So I decided to write a book called The Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth. And I'll tell you how to receive a free copy of this at the end of the video. The book documents the system that is making retirement real for people everywhere while producing some very exciting income. Part 3. My secret formula, which has created massive success during the worst economy since the Great Depression. My formula is a short-term buy and hold strategy with single-family homes purchased below the median in the most profitable markets with maximum discounts. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Let me illustrate this one for you. And before I do, let me address the economy and what's happening in real estate today. I can't make heads or tails of the stock market, but I can tell you that real estate is a function of population growth and supply and demand. So here goes my nerdiness. Real estate goes up over time, but not literally. It has bubbles and troughs. A very well documented market cycle called the K-wave or Kondratiev cycle or super cycles, it's got a dozen names, says that every 20 years, real estate makes a correction because there is either too much or too small a supply of homes in the market. Every fourth cycle is called winter, and things get really ugly. Assuming 2008 was the beginning of our last crash, then roughly 80 years prior was what? Yup, the Great Depression. And, well, the real estate markets dropped out during the Great Depression because just before, prices were skyrocketing. Every developer and consumer and their dog was buying and building real estate, and eventually there were too many homes and not enough people to buy them. Now, a home is only worth what? What someone is willing to pay, right? Well, we had an excessive supply of homes, nobody to buy them, and then the market crashes. Sounds familiar, right? Rockefeller swooped in and bought up American real estate for mega discounts, and 5 years later, he was America's first billionaire. You might ask why? Well, population was growing at 3.6%, and within 5 years, we ran out of real estate, and the market had to go back at least to what the rebuild value was. Now, fast forward 80 years, and today, population is growing at roughly half the rate, and you'd expect the recovery to take, about twice as long. Well, we're 6 years in now from 2008, and guess what? I go into the safest, most lucrative markets and buy newish, single-family homes for $130,000 on average that cost more like $200,000, $230,000 to build that used to be selling for upwards to $300,000 at the height of the market. And guess what? Phoenix, Vegas, Orlando, they've only got 2, 3, 4 more years of inventory, and when they run out, guess what? The home you bought for $130,000 can now be sold when everyone is buying and building and there's a whole frenzy in the market. You do the math. This is very exciting to say the least. You've been patient, and with that in mind, here's the generic version of my secret formula. We help you find a way to get a little cash using either your own money, 401k, IRA, home equity, parents' money, partner, whatever, and we help you buy 2 of these homes that fit my exact criteria. Within 1 to 2 years, my average client is able to remove some, if not all of that original money out of the first 2 properties and put it in some new ones. Why would they do this? For double the potential gains. In 3 to 5 years, we exit the growth markets, sell when everyone is buying, and move the gains tax-free into several more homes in cash-flowing markets. Over the next couple of years, your goal is to double those homes just like before, where 2 became 4. Short-term hold them for another 5 years, and then in 8 to 10 years sell them off and trade them for what? 5 paid-off homes producing roughly $7,000 to $8,000 a month. Not bad for just starting with 2 homes. Now compare that to your best scenario in the stock market, which you have no control over, which also pays you 0 monthly residual income, and you can see why people everywhere are choosing to join Strongbrook. Part 4. Warning. What you're about to hear does not otherwise exist in the world of real estate. This chapter is called, "Oh my heavens, it would take me millions of dollars and tens of thousands of years to get educated, understand the details of the system, and put them in place for me." False. You can rent my personal power team. I've already spent the millions and collected proof of this system with thousands of people over the last decade. The company is called Strongbrook, and it rocks. Here's how it works. Let's say for the sake of argument that we could help you potentially make $1 million. What would you pay for that? Would you allow my team of experts to make roughly $50,000 for every million that you made? If you're like most people, you're staring at this screen saying, absolutely, ooh, pick me. Here's how it breaks down. I got sick and tired of working with realtors, loan officers, property managers, insurance agents, and all the other ancillary people you need with your own power team. They all had their own agenda. It was like herding cats trying to get them on the same page. I failed. So I fired them all, and I built a company with self-trained and hired licensed realtors, lenders, banks, insurance companies, project managers, rehabbers, national property management, etc., etc., etc. I took their agenda, aka commissions, away and put them mostly on salary with bonuses based on working together as a team. And let me tell you, this is the magic of Strongbrook. Everyone under one roof, working as a team to build and grow my portfolio and now yours. Strongbrook charges anywhere from $5,499 up to $15,999 to actually help you transact all this real estate. The team finds the deals, puts the lending in place, the property management, coordinates everything, and then sends you mailbox money. Your one-time upfront retainer is determined by how much real estate you want to do with us. Then on every deal, we collect the same commissions and transaction fees that will go out the door anyway. This is a beautiful trade and motivates the team to track your portfolio and let you know when it's time to expand and grow your cash flow and portfolio and take it all to the next level. Now, are you ready to hear my final message of how we can help you buy real estate with no money and no credit? This is by far the best part. Why? Because I started with nothing, and building my initial real estate network made me a millionaire, and now I'm going to show you how to do it too. Part 5. This chapter is called No Money and No Credit Real Estate. I get it, not a very creative title, but it effectively communicates what I'm about to share. How do you buy real estate with no money and no credit, you ask? The same way I bought hundreds of homes, with partners. And here's how it works. If you don't have a lot of money and perhaps no credit, then you can join my network for $499 and $99 a month. What does this do for you? It allows you to use our highly effective system to invite people to learn about Strongbrook. If your referrals are interested, they can request a free game plan from Strongbrook, and one of our trained experts will call them up, give them a free customized game plan, and show them exactly how they would buy real estate inside this system. It's a very cool consultation, and impossible to place a value on, since this free consultation has led to people making a lot of money, securing retirement, and quitting their jobs. Well, if the people you know ask for this consultation and they decide to join, 3 things will happen. Number 1, Strongbrook will send you up to a $3,000 thank you check. Number 2, if those people tell others who also join, we feel it's also your fault, and we'll send you up to an additional $1,000. And number 3, and most importantly, every time these people buy as few as 75 homes in our system, Strongbrook will give you, drum roll please, a $35,000 check. It's called a home bonus. A bonus big enough for you to what? Yup, buy a home with no money, and we'll even show you how to do it without using your credit. You see, money is a great resource, but not nearly as valuable as your relationships. We have a very easy duplicatable system that shows people how to build a small network to produce enough money to either help you replace your job income or simply accelerate your portfolio growth and residual income by buying real estate. Would you like a free customized game plan to learn how to potentially create retirement and replacement income in the next 5 to 10 years? Talk with the person that sent you this video, and they will have someone from Strongbrook call you back and give you the information which has changed lives all across America. You can also request a free copy of our book from them, and they'll get one to you. Best of luck.